Welcome to Sunday Sessions, hosted by Vibe Unit. If this is your first time hearing about us, let me tell you about it. Vibe Unit is a launch pad for creatives of all types. Our aim is to build community and facilitate creativity. And one way we accomplish this is we get together right here every Sunday and do something called a Sunday stream. We're hanging out with musicians today. If you are a musician and would like to join us for something like this, a Sunday stream, you can email us at media@vibeunit.com. And if you're just viewing at home and you're interested in more about what we're doing, check out our website. There's a lot of material on there. You can see our mission, our vision, and those sort of things. And if you know any musicians or creative people in your life, send this to them. Let them know what we're up to. We are just basically broadcasting to say, hey, we're musicians and artists here, and we're in the area, and we'd like to connect. So, well, that's one great way to support us is doing that. But another way is following us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. While you're there, subscribe and follow us. And if you want to support us financially, we do have a Cash App and a Patreon, and that helps us immensely. This is session 98, and we're in for a great episode today. So I'm going to throw it to the floor.
Nicely done, Mike.
Good
How's
throw.
everybody? Yeah, right?
Tossing a little bit. Well, I'm hyped up because I walked in here today not really sure what was going to be the Vibe Unit session for the day, and then Nick and Seth decided to come through, and we already knew Emmie was going to be here, and the three of us out here were going to try to figure out what to do, but, you know, Nick
We got a good group today.
Yeah, we have a good group as a result. Didn't realize it was going to be so awesome.
I know.
I don't know,
I'm
you
stoked.
can-
We were playing some cool jams before we started, so I know the energy's on.
So what were you... Okay, so we wrote a progression. We have a whiteboard on the other side of the room, and it's got some chords on there. And Nick, you mentioned something about that diminished chord, and it should be, like, savored more so. Like, we should hang out, not go on it right away, but maybe use it more sparingly.
Yeah, that was my thought.
I think that's a
Like,
good idea.
it would seem a little more maybe powerful.
So would we
like,
just hang out on the A minor until we come around to the E minor again,
or we were thinking like do
or are you just talking about the C diminished?
or no, like not more the B. I'm talking more about
Oh.
the B, I think.
Oh,
Like yeah, cuz that's like a cool like
yeah, spicy.
yeah.
Spicy chord.
But I think we can just do it for now.
Okay.
But we could do like C A minor, C D, repeat
Those
it,
sound like
and then
C.
come back C A minor, B C diminished. I don't know.
Let's do that. C A minor, C D, and I'm not gonna walk over there to write that down.
What?
As he does.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. I named one turn 1 and the other one turn 2.
Okay.
So if you want to say like we're gonna turn on 1 or use turn 1 or I don't
Okay.
know. I was just trying to.
I don't
give it
know if
some-
I don't know if I love it.
You
the
want me to
di-
walk
the
back over
different-
there and change it?
I
again?
love it.
With alternating it
I,
or like
well,
Well,
it's too.
If you're not gonna use the other one when you're not, turn off the switch. Yeah.
But now I'm like it's too
Perfect.
cool to leave out. You know, like I kind of
what the?
yeah.
What leave
So
out
just
what?
end
Turn
it
2.
I
with
don't know.
that,
I just
with
like
the
it too
beat.
much.
And this like the jam with the beat, just that one line at the end.
I just mean have it. I just mean to have it in there every time.
Oh.
It may just it seemed weird to not do it every time. No.
True.
So I changed my mind.
Changing it
About-
back.
Hey, you know what?
Sometimes we gotta
Let's-
mess around.
I think it'd be better for the flow.
All right, we're just gonna jam, and we'll turn 1, turn 2. We'll just call it out. I don't know.
Just tell us. That'll be good. And then
Yeah.
just tell us what you want to do.
Yeah,
We can
I'll just
try
tell you
and-
where to go, and yeah, it's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's gonna be good. Oh yeah.
Now that sounds better with.
Yeah, I'm sending you.
I
Like,
understand
that
now.
thing. So
I didn't realize that when I was when
If
you
you're
weren't
listen-
on it, I was like confused. I was like, it sounded fine a second ago, right?
know.
I'm like switching it up.
so Emmy's using Voice Live, and you've seen it in previous episodes. But what happens is I play chords over here. It sends audio to her Voice Live, and then that can dictate what chords her voice becomes.
Gives a
but
hint
if
to,
Mike's
like,
not
what chord to-
playing, it definitely sounds off, and I was really confused for a second.
So if I'm not sending her chord information, so it doesn't.
Well, it works now.
What does it do when there's nothing? Is it like chromatic, or does it
Yeah.
try to? So
It's,
is
it's
it?
gonna
It just
base
felt
it.
different.
It's gonna base it off of whatever note she chose. It's going to probably chord out from there at a certain interval.
Interesting.
Yeah, I was messing around with that, but I think it's easier.
It's easier when
Yeah, I
it's
was gonna
just-
say it's easier with that.
But it also could be doing the other thing, which is it just retains the last thing it knew.
That's possible.
So I just depends on the setting. I don't know how I have it set. I just know.
I don't know why, but I feel like holding this mic today.
Do turn 1, then to the C, D, then back to the E minor, to the A minor, D, G, turn 1 again, to the C. Turn 1. Beginning.
You could tell me to kick rocks out, be okay to not living in your box. The universe doesn't want me to be, and I couldn't argue. I have to agree. Regular life wasn't built
call out
for
turn 2 when we
me,
go
and
there.
I wasn't
Stay turn
built
1
for
for now.
normalcy. I'll try to remember you when I'm taking
turn 1.
off.
Go to turn 2 here.
I'll try to remember you when I'm taking off. When I'm on your screens, I hope you watch.
That was my fault. Sorry.
No, I was never who you thought. I'll be back, I can't miss my shot. Simple, I'm not.
I don't know. I'm not calling it out.
I'm just waiting for you.
I was so into it that I forgot.
I think we should just keep it in there all the time.
Oh man.
No, but
It's
but that's my opinion.
I think what it is I don't have the processing power to enjoy the moment and then also wonder where we're going, or like deciding in the moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a lack of intelligence on my part, probably.
Oh, whatever.
Kemper Keys said, yes, my healthy dose of Sunday jam.
Yeah.
Oh, what's up?
Love you, brother.
Kemper.
Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah. Okay. So I say just
What do you say?
I
Exactly?
like everything though. You know what I mean? Like it's hard to
He wants
decide.
to do it all.
I do. Yeah, let's keep it simple. We'll go back to the progression I had come up with, and then when we get bored of that, we'll figure it out. I don't know. We could build up an entire structure if we want.
Good plan.
I like that. That's a good tone on that guitar. Sounds dusty.
You can tell me that there's no chance. I'll be thankful my fate's not in your hands. Have you ever heard of manifesting?
Are we on the D? G, F sharp. Okay.
What do you gain out of protesting after you can tell me to kick rocks, I'll be okay, 'cause I'm not living in your bars. The universe doesn't want me to be, and I couldn't argue, I have to agree. Regular life wasn't built for me, and I wasn't built for normalcy. I'll try to remember you when I'm taking off. When I'm taking off, I'll be on your screens. I hope you watch. I'll be right back. I can't miss my shot. Simple.
Let's go into that again. This time, Nick, do that
Not
solo.
gonna stop.
Emmy, make room for Nick to do his solo here in a minute. There you go. All right, Bill.
You can tell me to kick rocks, I'll be okay, 'cause I'm not living in your parts. The universe doesn't want me to be, and I couldn't argue, I had to agree. Regular life wasn't built for me, and I wasn't built for normalcy.
All right, let's get quiet. We gotta go somewhere. I love that diminished chord. It sounds really pretty.
That was really pretty.
I found out there's less diminished chords than there are other chords.
There's only 3, right?
Technically, because if you say it's like a diminished 7 chord or whatever, like this, it's just different as you go up the scale. It's just different versions of those same notes, because it's the amount of spacing they have
It's just-
apart.
Yeah, it's inversions of the same.
Inversions of the
Same
same
triad.
So like a diminished C chord is the same as like a diminished E flat chord. Great, I didn't know that. It's spectacular. You just, and I always hear that in movies. You know, it's so cool.
That would be cool. That I liked when you did that though.
Adding that, it's like,
And then at the end, kind of.
I like that too.
But then
Back into
I was
it.
ready to go back into it after that.
Okay, so here's one thing we should consider. So this is for the two of you, basically. So there'll be parts where, like, the guitar will go into like a solo, or like the vocalist will be doing something, right? So if you hear that, like between the two of you, make space for that. So because you both are doing like melody stuff. So there was like I want to do it again, and then this time while we're going through, I guess like maybe figure out a way to communicate, like, hey, I want to go to my solo here, or hey, I want to do like a vocal solo here, or whatever. That'd be sweet. Because even though we had no
spot to stop at my lyrics to make that work.
Yeah, because then even though there's no structure in place, I guess that's one of those things you can do for like the jam band feel.
Right.
And like finding like a little.
Well, I mean, we can
little
at least
spot.
know, like, hey, at any point, if we're gonna change something, it should
Yeah.
happen at the top, kind of thing.
True.
So, like, if anything, just figure if there is space that goes by unused, it's like just wait for the next time around,
And I'm gonna try to also be a little more sparse in my playing, because there was a moment where I was playing high stuff and I felt like I was conflicting with the vocalist a little bit, and I didn't want to do that.
I got a wicked low pass on you right
I
now.
think
Dude.
sometimes I get tunnel vision.
Oh, I know
Like
what you mean.
just like I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, I know what you mean, because then it's like, well, you get into the moment.
Yeah.
It sounds so cool. You gotta keep doing it. So yeah, that's one thing. I do the same thing. That's why I was playing up here when I heard other stuff going on, and
I
I was
dug
like,
it.
ooh, I really wish I didn't do that.
No, I liked what you were doing.
Cool. Okay, I think I'll be able to hit that. All right, so let's hit it from the top. Even though there's no defined structure yet, we'll do our best.
You can tell me that there's
Okay,
no
I'm starting off on that progression. Keep going, Emmie. You're good. You're good.
I might need to start over.
Okay, we'll go here.
You can tell me that there's no chance. I'll be thankful that my fate's not in your hands. Have you ever heard of manifesting? Why do it? Why are you protesting? I'm doing what I love. That's why I'm investing. You can tell me to kick rocks. I'll be okay 'cause I'm not living in your box. The universe doesn't want me to be, and I couldn't argue. I have to agree. Regular life wasn't built for me, and I wasn't built for normalcy. I'll try to remember you when I'm taking off.
Here would be a good spot. Well done.
No, I was never who you thought. I'll be right back. I can't miss my shot. I can't miss this shot. You can tell me to kick rocks. I'll be okay 'cause I'm not living in your box. The universe doesn't want me to be, and I couldn't argue. I have to agree.
Where are we going?
You can tell me, you can tell me, you can tell me anything. You can tell me, I wouldn't care, it wouldn't change a thing. You can tell me to kick rocks. I'll be okay 'cause I'm not living in your box.
You're not going back to the E minor?
I'll go right here.
Nice. Kemper Key said, just when I thought it was done, bam, it kicked it right
I
back
thought it
up.
was done too. I was like,
That was-
oh.
And then he said, for not having any structure as it was put before, there's so much synergy and energy. Killer jam.
Yeah.
Thanks. Appreciate it, brother.
Thanks,
That
team,
was
for
a lot of fun.
yeah, listening to one another really makes it so cool. I love that. It's kind of like I don't know if did anyone play sports when they're younger? You know how like only one person can have the ball at a time, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, and then you'd always have that one guy when you're real young on the team that always just wanted to hold the ball the whole time. And I like always love to. One thing I realized is like
I always like to hold the ball the whole time.
I always like to hold the ball. No, I tried to
It's
like
weird.
figure
It's
out a
like-
way to like pass it.
Yeah.
So like when I'm in these contexts, like it's really cool to like be like, oh dude, I want to hear what you're doing. And
It's similar to what we were talking about yesterday with I'm a choir geek, so a lot of kids in high school choir don't listen to the other singers, so it kind of reminds me of that. I
Yeah.
didn't play sports. I was
You were a
too
choir-
small.
you
I
were in
was the
choir
smallest
and-
in my class. I was hurt every time, so I just stuck
okay,
with choir.
So truth is, I stopped playing sports when I was in middle school. So I didn't like sports. I was a swimmer. I used to swim. So anyway, that was cool. What else do we got? Like I could
Make
come with
something up.
progressions all day. Honestly, I don't know.
Give us some.
I'll have to write it on the board though, so because I feel like the board helps a lot. Does that help you guys having the board to look at? I feel like it does. That's pretty. E minor, B. It's kind of the same vibe. And then to that B. Does this music remind you of there's a band that was what Seth is doing is what's making me think of this band, Cake.
It reminds me of Cake's cover of At First I Was Afraid, I Was Petrified.
I
What
love
song
that.
is that? What's it
Yeah.
called?
I don't even remember.
I Will
Will
Yeah, I couldn't think
Survive.
of the title. That's what it reminds me of. I Will Survive.
That's funny.
That might be the first couple of chords. I don't know.
It's definitely that turnaround.
Weren't you telling me about this is a while back, but you're talking about like somebody made a cover of a cover, like they never heard the original and then tried to cover someone else's cover version and it just ended up totally different.
Well, that's what I wanted to try
Oh,
because
okay.
like
That'd be fun.
it's Ryan Adams. Like he'll do like whole albums where he'll cover like he covered like Taylor Swift's album. And so I never heard
I'm gonna have
her
to listen to
album,
this.
but I heard his album.
Which album?
He does a really good job.
So I thought, what if someone covered his songs without
Ever hearing the original?
and then like the evolution of the song.
Which album was this that he covered?
He did 1985
989.
or 89, yeah.
Kemper Key says all the homies love cake.
Yeah, dude.
All the homies. Kemper represents
That would
the
be a
homies.
fun
love
project
cake.
to do.
I was petrified. I wonder if that is the
I
chorus.
was petrified.
It's
We'll
gotta
probably
be
get
Oh,
what's
yeah.
it called?
Oh yeah, they'll get
Censored.
us. Yeah,
Copyright.
ASCAP will crack down.
We've had that happen with me a couple times.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna hit this. What can we do here? That E to B sounds really strong. Okay, so I'm gonna say E minor, B major, A minor, B major, on 4-count intervals for a little bit.
Okay.
All right. Should be some really cool like melodies you can put over that. Oh, that was me.
Sorry.
That okay. Let's do it again.
No,
You messed it up.
I also did. I think we just did the same time.
Usually,
What,
I'm the one
what
who
could
mess-
be better than synchronized mistakes?
I'm usually the one that does that. Yeah, that feels cool. Whatever, that works.
I feel like you're almost writing another part to this.
I
I
am.
agree.
Song.
I am kinda. Is that
So-
bad?
No, I think
You think that's good? So I'll just write it down.
Nick already told you he's gonna push it into a song, so that's perfect. He's telling you it's the next piece.
Should I use the same lyrics?
Oh, it's
I wrote it like the first line I had. What was the?
at first I was afraid. I was petrified.
Yes, those are my lyrics. So the first line, the kick rocks, I had that, and then when we came in here to start jamming, I read that first line and was like, what could I write? What could this song even be about? I don't know. I had one line about, I don't know why. No one's ever told me to kick rocks before. It wasn't personal, but just, I don't know. And then kind of fed off of my song that I wrote about being a star last time we were here, or last time I was with Megan. So I guess I'm just manifesting that. I'm manifesting that I'm going to be, like, famous, I guess. I'll remember you guys. Just kidding.
Thanks.
No, I definitely will. I wasn't kidding about that part. I was kidding about the other part.
From what?
That's the B. That's the B then, right?
True.
Ugh.
Sharps.
Notes. Yeah.
Grumble, grumble.
Let's see if I have anything else.
I don't even know if they work. Sound, Yeah, that's gonna sound like trash.
It's gonna sound like municipal waste.
Yeah, that's some municipal waste right there. Not a fan. Okay, so yeah.
What are you going through all those?
No.
Or what are you doing?
I'm kind of like, hey, let's try 3 out. I just want to walk over here and not walk back over,
Yeah.
So I was just like, those are the 3 ideas that were in my head.
Nice.
And then that F sharp just purely exists because I had no idea what to put there. And I just thought, let's go up a 5th.
Just did the fifth. Okay.
It doesn't work really well. We could make it a minor. That would work better. But whatever, who cares? Doesn't matter. Just music.
I think then you should do the C diminished maybe there
On the F sharp.
on number 4.
On 4. Okay.
I don't know.
No,
Or
that's
if you
exactly
don't-
right.
If you don't like the F sharp,
Yeah, I hate it.
I hate it. Thanks.
But there's an F sharp in that C
it
diminished,
could be.
so it works.
Yeah, it could work.
Could also do.
Wait, hold up. The F sharp's in that diminished, ain't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess we'll do we'll do a chord with an F sharp in it. Like that's what matters. That'd be like this if it was F sharp diminished.
I was trying to figure out what they actually had in common, but I think it's the
what,
F
what
sharp.
would be like that? What would be the minor chord version of that F sharp? It'd be. I like that. That's an F sharp. Well, that's an A minor, like an F sharp in the bass. It's
Which
very
is really,
jazzy.
which is really a D7.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely.
You just don't have the right root.
I just don't have the D. Let's do 4 real quick. So it'd be A minor 2. Let's do 4 counts on all these. I'm just going slow. E minor, B, and then go to that A minor with F sharp in the bass. See, I like that because it's spicy. It's real spicy.
So you're doing an A minor.
Yeah. I'm doing you could do an A minor. You could also do a D dominant 7. Yeah, that'll work. That works. It does sound a little brighter when you do that though, which is not wrong. It's
I can do a
like a half.
yeah.
Okay. But yeah, that's kind of based off the D chord, so it works. No wrong answers here on the Sunday Stream Vibe Unit podcast. There's righter answers, but there's no wrong answers. More correct answers, I should say. So I would just do like a A minor 2, 3 to the E, 2 to the B, and then do like an F sharp A minor thing. then to the A minor. That works really well, going back to that A minor as well. It'd be cool if in the future it's like, hey, if you're listening at home, chords are at the bottom of the screen. You want jam? That's cool. Okay, so then I guess it's like about deciding when and where and why and how. I guess I'm like, where do we go?
I'm still not sure about the F sharp chord. I
okay.
don't know. I can't figure out what to play.
Okay, well, let's
'Cause-
find that note. Where's that at?
You're doing
It's like an F sharp. Where's that on the fretboard?
I don't know.
Okay. In Nick's case, he's capoed, so.
Oh, right here.
Okay, and then find this one. There it is. Can you play those two together? And then there's this one if you want to find it, because you don't have to play every. Very good. And then what about this one? There's an E. That works.
That seems right.
That sounds right to me.
Right, so.
Yeah, that whatever you're playing, I like the quality of it.
There's gonna be more of a clue from whatever the low frequency puts down too. So
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
could
whatever
be,
Seth,
that could
Seth,
be
if Seth
anything
plays
really.
F sharp, it'll work. Because you can literally play, and that kind of works. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
weird, but it does in a weird way. It's just very dissonant. I just like pick, it'd be like,
Yeah,
Hey.
like
Sounds
D,
kinda cool.
F sharp, A would work. Weirdly B flat.
what do you think of that one? You like that one?
I like the first one better.
So let's go to let's go like the one again. We'll go to like the very top and do that progression, and immediately go into the 4.
1 to 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like do the first one. Do the first one with the second.
One time.
Yeah, one time, and then immediately jump down to the 4, and see if that sounds cool.
Okay.
All right. Going to that 2 might have a cool effect. C diminished. A
4.
minor. Yep. E minor. F sharp. This would be a good solo spot, kinda.
To me, this sounds like a chorus, but
Okay. Well, now let's go to the 2, like the second part. E minor to the B. 3, A minor. 2. This could be versy, kinda, or a bridge. I don't know. B. A minor. Back to the B. Let's try 3 out. 3 sound like. D over F sharp. A minor. after this, we're going to the 2. Ready? Here we go. 2. E minor. Stay on it. All right, go to the 1. Here we go. Stay on it. Stay on it, I guess. All right, let's go to that 2. Nice. Stay on it. Okay, go.
Big stop here.
Okay, big stop on the 1. Go to the 1. I don't know what's going on. Okay, that's fine. I don't know where to go. Where do you guys want to go? Any idea? Like the 2 or the 3? What do you think, John? 2 or 3?
3.
Okay. Call out the next one, John, when you're ready. That's so cool. We should do it like this more often. I feel like
I was waiting for. I thought you were gonna call something out, and we ended.
he was diverting or subjecting.
It's
what do you
always
call
so
it?
hard to tell when we're gonna end, but I love how I love how everybody will like just be on the edge of their seat. Like, are we gonna keep going or not?
I usually look at John like, what are you doing,
It's
man?
his
I
decision.
just know it'll
huh?
never end if I never end it.
That's
right.
true.
So you gotta end it eventually.
Drums gotta end.
That's
it,
fair.
Yeah. Drums are like the heartbeat.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, I definitely think if it were up to me, I would probably make shorter songs. But I'm really glad that you don't, because sometimes if we were to stop, like, we wouldn't end up going the places that we go. You know.
I really enjoyed the way we did this
Mhm.
too. I think that was cool, and
I like the contrast of all the different ways that we can jam, because
Yeah.
sometimes we don't use this at all, and sometimes we do.
I find that using this board has been like a way better way to keep everyone together, because I think when you don't have to keep all the chords in your head, it allows for more creative
Mhm.
freedom. You can keep that stuff off you, but
Thanks to
That
Nick
was
for
fun. I
that
can't wait
board
to- I
too. As
cannot
I
wait to
recall,
listen to that.
Nick got us the
Yeah,
material
yeah.
to build that in the
Nice.
other one, so
Yeah, it's great. No,
it's very useful.
and then I found that to make the graph paper, whatever the grid, I found some whiteboard tape. And-
Really?
yeah, and that exists. So I bought some and I put it on there, and that's really nice because it keeps everything nice and lined up. Because one thing I always had a problem with when we tried to use the whiteboard was the lines would slowly start to dip on one side from your hand, the way it, I like everything to be nice and straight.
Definitely.
That was
Well,
fun.
what else we got?
Yeah, what else we got?
I do like that though, just calling it out.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Pick one.
Putting the numbers.
It's one of those things like before a stream we could almost like have that conversation of like what part, like everyone could actually participate in this where like you all throw out a chord progression idea or some kind of thing and we all throw them on the board so that way everyone's idea gets heard and we can jump to the different parts depending on what we like, And it also allows everyone within their individual chord progression to be as like ridiculous and off the wall as possible, which could also be fun, I think. And in my case, I'd be like, oh, I'm going to throw in a weird chord that shouldn't be in there just to, have fun with it. But
That seems like it's your favorite thing to do.
yeah, I definitely like theory.
We enjoy it.
I'm a theory nerd for sure. We could even erase what's on there and build up another pattern if we want, or we could.
Snap a photo before you do that if you're
That's
gonna.
good, yeah.
I'll get it.
Yeah, I like how there's like Roman numerals sandwiched between the actual letters too.
Yeah, those don't have to do with anything, do they? They're just
Well,
there,
actually,
right?
That's number one.
Well, that's the first pattern actually.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I didn't look that hard.
That
at it.
C is the major 4 chord of G major, but then this is like a minor 4 version of it. So that's how it's like, you can see it dictated there.
I'm gonna steal a snack real quick.
Go for
I have one that I just started coming up with last night.
it.
Okay.
Yo.
Another Nick special.
But it needs a lot.
do you
Like,
want
it's
to
pretty?
utilize the whiteboard to do structure stuff? I could sit over there for a minute and help.
Yeah, it's only like 3 chords.
Oh.
Because that's
Well, we could always do
I'm
it for
like
parts.
I'm like the opposite of Mike. Like
Like, I don't want any weird chords, just these, and they're gonna go like this.
But I had a friend who sent me like just like a little like couple lyrics, and he's like, "Hey, do something with this." So I kind of started last night, like coming up with something, and so, but that's as far as I've got so far. So I don't really have the lyrics, but maybe just some ideas of like, like chorus and melody wise, like where we could go
Sure.
kind of with it. If that sounds
That sounds awesome.
Sounds good to
Interesting.
me.
I'm down.
I'm gonna get a little more coffee.
I don't care what we do at this point because I got a little bit of me time. I'm totally content with that.
Yeah, Mike got to use his diminished chord. It's okay now.
it's just G and C. G first. G first. Huh? It's still a G, but it's like you add maybe like the 9 and the 11. It's the same chords each time though. I'm doing the same chords every time. Like, do you know what I'm saying though? Like they're all the same though, yeah. Like I'm doing the same G every time. But sometimes I'm just adding more notes. And then there's gonna be a D, and then C. So D C. That's like a pre-chorus, and then second time we'll do D C D G, like, and then it'll go back to the intro. I don't know. It's really, this is all I got so far. Yeah, so if you want to add some whatever.
That note seems to really stand out in the first chord. at
I'm
least.
probably not playing that. I'm probably not playing that F sharp. Or no. Or is that F sharp?
It seems like that. Yes, it is. But you're not playing it. But it exists.
Maybe maybe I am.
No. Is it this?
Maybe add like the A, do like the G chord, and then add like the A and a like a maybe just the A. I don't know.
It sounds like that to me.
It does sound good. She left the mixtape under the door. That aside for we were young and it was young. We were young. The D. Take me back and leave me there. Take me back and leave me there.
Does it go to the G there again?
Just like the D and then back to like the what you call the intro there. So just go like. Take me back and leave me there. Take me back and leave me there. I don't know. Wait, I think we were off by.
I was. I had to have been.
Yeah, so. But I don't know. We'll try it a little bit.
Yeah.
She left a mixtape under the door. Saved the roses that I signed for. Here we come on when we were young. When we were young, the G. Take me back and leave me there. Back to the intro.
Emmie, for your part there, I have an idea we can try.
Yeah.
For that chorus. I have an idea for you. I want to try it. I'll explain in a minute.
I'll be waiting.
There was you at the top of the stairs. Maybe someday she'll walk through. Where will you want to be so dull? Naive and in love deep.
Right here.
Take me back and leave me there.
Yes, you do.
Take me back.
Take me back to the G, leave me.
Take me back.
Never into it. Take me back and leave me there.
Take me back. Take me back.
Take me back and leave me there.
Take me back. Take me back.
Yeah,
That sounds awesome.
sounds pretty cool.
I like that.
Take me
Do
back.
we need more parts?
Well,
Do we need
I
different
think like
ideas?
I'm gonna see if I can get if this works how I'm thinking it'll work.
Yeah.
So we're doing like that. I like the nice beat on the on like the verse, and then we'll go. Take me back and lead me there. Take me back and lead me there.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if that does that make sense? Like,
Yeah.
there's just a pause. There'd just be a little bit of a pause there, and I don't know how long of a pause it is, but
We can feel it out.
yeah. So it'd be like, take me back and lead me there.
Take me back, take me back.
Take me back and lead me there. Just come right in though, John. Like back in with like a full, and
Like-
that'll be the core. That's like and then we're in the chorus. Take me back and lead me there. When you wanna.
Like the scene.
Oh, we'll take it up on, baby. Take it to when you wanna. Yeah. I do want another chord in the chorus though. Like I like that if the chorus is like and then a new chord.
Oh. Oh wait. So it.
Or maybe go back to the that's the way you want.
What was that one? 'Cause
I don't know. That was the 2.
G A minor. And then to the A minor there. And then to the C again. I don't know. Walk it up. Does that work? Is that what you like?
I don't know. I'm open to
There's also since we're on the C, some of our options would
Mike's
be
like, you like that?
C can go to no. You could do a major 2 chord, like an A major, and it'll feel a lot of pull. You know, like it could be a C and then goes. There's options. I'm saying.
yeah.
Then there's you go up to the D. You could even do this, Nick. You could walk up like that.
So right there. So right there is where I want to do like
A different
and
chord.
so figure out the chord though like
Okay.
so this would be like the melody though. I don't know, something right there. And maybe back to the C.
Do you see how that builds? Did you like the flavor of that?
The
Because you were like, it was like, sorry, let me just play it real quick. Dun, 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 and then you said, dun, 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 dun. That's
what chord? So
that's
what
an
chord?
A major. And then it goes to a C major. And then you're back in the original scale again. The accidental is the C sharp. So there's other things you can do with that C sharp too. Go to the A here, and then up
She let the winds take under the door. And the roses that I sang for. And I'm strong when we were young. We were young teens. Take me back and leave me there.
Take me back, take me back.
Take me back and leave me now the anger and the rain. Okay. She left her shoes at the top of the stairs. Maybe someday she walked in. After all, now don't be so dumb, naive, and in love deep. Take me back and leave me there.
Take me back, take me back.
Take me back and leave me there.
That A chord works really well. What do you think of it?
It does work really good.
There's other
actually.
options if
Yeah.
you want to explore some more, though.
Well, we could maybe throw the D in there too. Some like,
Dun, dun.
no.
Well,
That's not-
it's
I like-
hard to sell that because you turn the A major into the root when you do that.
Yeah.
But when you go to if you go to like yeah, see it's just not
Well,
gonna
I
work.
really
not
liked
like-
what you
yeah.
guys were doing.
Yeah, that A
I
major
thought it
does
fit
sound
well
cool.
with
yeah.
what you've started with.
The other options would be though, Nick. It'd be like, since we're on a major chord, we should pick a minor chord to go to next. You could go to a. That chord is so beautiful.
I
on
know,
the
I
guitar.
love it.
That's the G. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's and. See, it works going to that C because you're doing that half step here. So if you could create that half step in other ways, it would work really well too. So you can go A to the, that's a weird one, but you could go here to the F. It's just moving, the idea is keeping that sound in there. Some are gonna sound better than others, some are gonna like more, but the other thing that happens is, if you want to like get back into that C sharp, you could go dun 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 dun. I don't know. You could walk it like that, where you're oscillating between these two notes. Let's see. Where can we go from the C major? If you went down to the F sharp minor, that works because it's a quality of the A chord as being the relative minor. You go. And then you could walk down to the D there if you wanted. I know I threw a lot out there just now. Sorry. But as far as this chord goes, there's a lot of that D major quality in there, and that's really good. And that's really nice.
someday she'll walk through. I'm too old to be so dull, naive and in love. Take me back and leave me here.
Take me back.
Take me back and leave me.
It's almost like tape. Oh yeah, dude. Hey, can I have a solo in this? Do I just do this the whole time?
Go to A, right here. And A. One more.
Stay by the door, pale roses that you sang for. We were so strong, we were young. We were young. Take me back and leave me here. Take me back and leave me. I'm too old now to be so dull, naive and in love. Take me back and leave me there.
Take me back.
Take me back and leave me here.
I don't know what's happening for me. I'm watching John. John's in control right now.
Wouldn't get up already. Oh, loving you, oh yeah. Hey, my heart don't feel
What happened there?
I was looking at
Mike's
you.
like staring at me awkwardly, and I got very
He's like,
distracted.
I'm done with this.
Like at some point, I was like, all right, if you just don't look over there, it won't be a
That's so
problem. And then
funny.
I was like, but look, you gotta look. What
I
is he
had
doing
to-
now?
I
You
had
gotta
to-
look.
I had to look at John because he was doing interesting stuff.
I like that hesitation, and then we built up on that. Like,
That
I
was
think
good.
that actually be really cool. So,
That chord's cool. I like that.
yeah, I think it works. Does it sound good to repeat it, or is it like?
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
You could. I don't know. If you wanted to be more creative, we could, but
That's-
it works right
that's-
now. So why change it?
That's enough for me of
Right.
like modulating.
That's fine.
Anymore, and
Yeah, too much modulation.
my head's gonna explode.
I loved it.
It's not. It's not healthy.
I
to
don't want to be
over-modulate.
over-modulated, you know?
For a song that you just started yesterday, I think it turned out
Yeah, it sounds really cool.
pretty awesome. So far.
Yeah.
We are at 1 hour 13 minutes.
Cool.
Okay. How's everyone feeling? I need water.
Fine, good. I can grab you water.
Yeah. So
Coffee
Well-
time.
for this quiet little lull in the stream, if you're watching, thank you, Emmie. If you're still watching and you're hanging on, please subscribe, share this around. If you know any musicians that are interested in being on a Sunday stream, email us at media@vibeunit.com. I forgot to mention that at the top of the stream. I think, didn't I? I
think
told
you
about the
covered it,
website, but whatever.
Either way,
Doesn't matter. I'm
it
doing
never
now.
hurts.
Camper Key says, it's so much fun to watch the creative process happen. Watching one person's couple chord ideas make its way into the jam. Super cool.
Yeah. We're having a blast, so I'm
Mhm.
glad you enjoy watching.
Yeah, we're how's everyone
We
else
really
feeling? Everyone
appreciate
having a good
you.
time?
Very, very happy with all of it.
I'm loving that we're doing some of these more modulation chords because, you know.
Really? You like that?
You like modulation? What? I've never heard you mention it before.
I was talking to
It's never come up.
No, never.
I was talking to a musician, and he was kind of gauging how much I knew about theory, and he mentioned, he's like, do you know about secondary dominant chords? Nick, does that mean anything to you? Secondary dominant chords?
Let Mike flex on us.
No, I'm not trying to do that. I'm just saying, like, that was his, that's kind of a,
I mean, it sounds like you're changing the key that you're in. If you're making a secondary
Yeah.
dominant.
Yeah, I'm not going to explain what
Or
it is,
are
but
you
he was
going
just-
from like
Well-
the 5 and you're making the 5, then you're like you can pick which chord is your secondary dominant?
Yeah, I don't want to get into it too deep because it's a lot
Is
of
it a
just-
long
it's,
It'll never
long
end.
process?
it's dumb.
of-
It's one of those
teaching
things where
us-
it's
What
like,
did you say, actually?
It'll never end.
yeah, when,
teaching us dummies.
no, it's not like that. Just the point is he was trying to gauge what I knew, and that's one of
Yeah.
the more advanced concepts. So like, and then I was like, oh, you mean this? It basically means modulating and using. It's like a theory to figure out what chords to modulate and how to get to different keys. So I was explaining that. I don't know if I got the answer right or not, but he seemed happy with the answer I gave him. So, or maybe he was just humoring me. But
Maybe he didn't know, and he was really hoping
Yeah.
you could
He's
pull
like,
the curtain back.
I need
and
you to define this for me. It's actually a
But what
paper I'm
we-
writing.
what we were doing basically when we go to the A chord, that's technically a secondary dominant of what would that be pulling from? You'd be pulling that from D major. So
Yeah.
that's basically it.
Why can't I find any of my lyrics? I've used all of the lyrics in this book. I have
Which
like
means
3 songs
when you go to that
left.
A major, we could also go to any chord that's in the key of D,
Yeah.
which we're already doing, right? We're on D chord there, so that gives us access to
I think I have.
all those chords, which are not. Some are in G and some are not.
Yeah. There's a couple of Tom Petty songs that kind of go like have chords like that where they have a secondary dominant.
That G chord you chose for this, that very colorful, or whatever it is, I feel like I'm still not hitting the right note, but the way it sounds with the guitar and the keys here sounds really, really full and pretty, and I love that. I almost want to do like a slow version of that, like. This is like lo-fi hip-hop radio. You know, like when you tune in and that girl's working on homework on YouTube. Yeah.
This is like my style stuff.
Ooh. Keep on that. You guys are really good. I appreciate you being able to keep up that. G again? We're in the key of D major now. So I'm just kind of like riding that for a bit. G. Go up to A minor. B minor. C major. Okay, G, the beginning. Oh, you guys are awesome. We'll end it here a little bit. John, you end it.
Love you too much for my own good. I'll beg you to move. You're standing still. There are words for this. I like to think of it as effervescing. Fell right into it with no effort before I knew it. It was evanescing. It was fulfilling as it was
the urge to build
upsetting.
again.
Was it a blessing?
Oh, yeah, A, sorry.
Was it a blessing or
We'll end on
a
that. A, then
curse?
C progression.
Was it a blessing? Was it a blessing or a curse?
Oh, no, keep it open. Nice.
It's funny how many things you can make up with.
The same progression.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
We could probably
And
go
it
on
also
all
just
day.
turned out that I had E and A as my fifth here, and it just like it couldn't be more perfect.
Nice. That was good.
That's awesome.
I've been
Sorry, I
saving
mean
those
D and
lyrics
A,
for
I'm an
something,
idiot.
so worked out well.
Is that right?
Oh, I got the other fifth. Handy.
Well, I hope you guys had fun today, as much
So
fun as I had.
much.
That was amazing. I had a really good time. Anyone?
It would be weird if we didn't have fun, I feel like.
Do you think you would say if it wasn't fun?
Well, you think I'm
That was
lying to you?
awful.
Yeah, I would.
I just, well, I was talking to Wes, and he was telling me some positive things, and I thought,
There's no way.
I'm
Like-
glad they were positive.
but I always feel like when I come, like everything is so positive, and I always feel really good about my life, you know. And so,
For the rest of the week.
so it's like
That's
Where,
good.
where is Wesley? I miss him.
I texted him. I told him
Oh, okay.
I was coming.
I know
but
it was kind of last minute,
Yeah.
but
Really, the threshold for me at having a good time is if I can make music. So even if it wasn't anything amazing, it's amazing because I get to actually participate in it. So I really appreciate any opportunity to play with musicians, and you and Seth obviously are really talented. So
It's probably why we have so much fun with it, because we all appreciate it so much. I mean, if probably most musicians would appreciate a good jam session, but I feel like I appreciate it a little more than I don't know. I appreciate it more in this setting than I ever have in any other setting. So
right.
and it's cool. You can go back and see what you did, and
that's
I'm
my favorite
stoked
part
actually
too.
to
I
listen on
always
today.
listen to it right after I leave. Like on my way home, I'm always listening to. If it'll load every once in a while, I have
The-
issues with that. But as long as it's loading, it's
I like
playing
to
in my
go
car.
back to. I don't like to listen to it right away. I like to go back to sessions from 50
From-
sessions ago and listen
Nice.
because I'm disconnected enough where it's a new experience in a way.
Yeah.
Go look at. I think it's like 35 or 36 is something else. That's worth your time.
Is it okay? Okay. Well, who is
That's
it?
that's when they start getting good. I think Nick and
Around
Wes were there
35?
that day.
Yeah. If anyone's worried about like being on this stream and like they're like, oh, I don't know if I'm good enough or whatever, because
Go
we've
play
heard that.
before 35.
Go play our first session and I mean, it was garbage.
It's not
I'm
good.
sure it wasn't that bad.
but
I'm gonna have
We-
to check out some of the.
let's put
old,
it this
old
way,
ones.
we
but
had-
it exists, and
It
one
exists.
needed to exist for two to exist, and so on and so forth. So
That's
What
what's
number are we on
important.
now? What's today?
98,
98.
right?
So close to 100.
Yep.
Yep.
well, I appreciate the positivity, like
yeah.
because I do think it's hard to do this. For me, it is at least.
Yeah.
Like I don't really like. I enjoy it to a degree, but it also like makes me nervous.
Challenges
too.
you a little
yeah,
bit.
and so like it pushes me, but also I think if I didn't feel like I had any encouragement, like I wouldn't come back.
Right.
You know,
It's good to know.
like it feels like bro, like come on, like
I
It's
personally
like
love-
really like that. That's what you like.
yeah. So I mean, I appreciate. I believe you guys when you
Yeah.
give me compliments,
that's
but
good.
it also is like it's encouraging to me to kind of like get me to come back because otherwise.
I've
Well,
played
well,
with
you-
you guys twice now, and I've appreciated it very. I've enjoyed
Yeah.
it very much.
But I listen. I go and listen back, and I can't do it. Like it's hard to go
You
back
can't
and
listen to
back.
it.
I understand. I understand that entirely. That's why I
think
Is
I'm
it
just
like the
excited.
idea of like like you get like that hypercriticality of like, oh, I could have done that different. I could have done that different. Is it that kind of thing, or just
It's just more like I'm not very good, or like I think mostly my voice. I can't stand hearing my voice.
Well,
back.
every person in the entire world has that problem.
I'm like that with my talking voice a lot. Like I don't like.
Yeah, it's common.
I've
to
had to get
have
over
that,
it with
and
Vibe Unit, but-
I am the same exact way with my voice. Like I get super weirded out by it. I'm gonna listen back to me saying this right now and cringe. So
it's gonna weird you out
Yeah.
listening to you
So
say
cringe.
weird me out.
I'm gonna
Or
probably
weird you.
say while I'm listening. I
You
hate
weird
hearing-
you out.
Yeah, it's gonna be, and then yeah, it's just
But I also think I just tell myself too, like it's good enough for, like we're just like basically practicing.
yeah.
Literally.
Like, it's
Yeah.
good. Like and so I guess like, there really is not a bar.
No.
Like, that I have to, for like.
If there is, it's
Like-
yours. You
Yeah.
know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
Like
yeah. And
I like that.
I also try to take a lot of care into making sure everyone can at least play together and making sure there's like some language. That's why that board exists.
Mm-hmm.
And being able to develop that skill of communicating where we're going so no one feels like they're out of place or feeling weird or awkward. I think just having a roadmap helps a lot. Then it's not like, oh, it's Mike's idea. It's like, oh, what does the board say? And that's also why I like the idea of everyone submitting some sort of like chord progression. We throw it on the board, and it doesn't even matter what key because we can make it all work. I could probably figure out a way to get it all to work maybe. That might be fun for me. I like the puzzle of solving that, solving those kind of puzzles. So, but that'd be really fun because then it's like, oh, we're gonna play Nick's part that he created, and then it's like, okay, now we're gonna play Seth's part or whoever submitted,
Mm-hmm.
and then all of a sudden it is
Yeah,
a
I'll have
real
a little piece of it.
collaboration of,
Mhm.
yeah, and everyone's got a piece. One standout thing for today that I really enjoyed was that moment with you two, like you guys are both
It's
doing
fun
melody
having two
stuff.
vocalists.
Yeah. Well, I was mentioning more so to the fact that being sensitive about like who's playing and when,
Right.
and staying out. Like when I'm playing keys, we talked about this yesterday.
Mhm.
I think for a little bit. Seth is here. He's playing bass. I actually have access to a lot of the same notes as Seth does, but it shouldn't be my responsibility to go down that low, because even though I can, I shouldn't. Seth is there. I don't need to be
He's
there.
fallen into his space. You
And-
gotta
and
find
then-
yours.
And then I was playing some chords a moment ago, and Nick was kind of like in the same like area of the frequencies as me, and I was like, I should try to shift things around to try to like, I want to be able to hear Nick's part and mine, and not feel like, maybe sometimes I want us to blend, but other times I want to differentiate. So I just like the synergy of this group, and how we were able to occupy different parts of the thing. And I was referring to like when you like the singer and the soloist as
Mhm.
the guitar player, and that's just one thing. Like I guess if
In the
and the-
song before his song, you mean?
yeah,
mostly.
the first one we did where
Mhm.
like there was that moment where it's like, well, one of you got to do the melody, right?
Mhm.
And then I was trying to twinkle up here with some keys, and I was in the melody location of the frequencies.
I'm glad you said something about it because I definitely was off in my own little world, and then I was like, oh, that makes sense.
Well, and everyone gets like that, like, and it's just important to mention in general, and
Mhm.
it wasn't even.
It's a good little
specific
side note to
targeting.
think of.
Well, that is one of those things with just playing with a group of people. You get better at doing that, and
Mhm.
someone has to. If you never know, you never do it. You never think about anyone else, and it took me way too long to figure that out when I was like, because I grew up playing in worship bands, and I would always be in the way of somebody, and like I'd listen back on recordings I'd hear, and I'd be like, ooh, I feel like I'm just like in the way, and sometimes it just takes hearing it.
I've
Mhm.
felt
No.
that way a lot in the past about dynamics too, and so I really enjoy playing with that. Like in the same kind of context. Like I played in church bands and stuff where it's like it's not that there isn't dynamics, it's the difference between, like, we'll just say what's the lowest we can get versus what's the biggest we can get. It's just not as wide of a gap, and I like making that even wider when possible, you know, because it's like you have like more like levels on your way up to where you're trying to get, and it just makes
Are you
songs
referring to
more
like how when
interesting.
we like crescendo? Is
Yeah, like when we get real down low and like strip parts back, just start playing
My favorite
less,
part
like
is when
less
that
going on in
happens.
general.
My favorite part is when that happens, and no one like said to do it. Like we just all do it.
yeah, we all kind of
It's like,
know that happens.
cool 'cause you
when
can
you
just
play
feel it
for
in
a
the
while with
energy.
people.
Well, I'm saying like when that happens, it isn't just a like, oh, like I'll pull it back a little bit. It's like that. It's like the idea of like, oh, like
It's
we're
intense.
really
Yeah,
going
we're
low.
all-
Like let's go there.
I love
then.
that.
Yeah.
I like exaggerating when like this is a practice, right?
Go big or go home.
I like
Literally.
exaggerating like how low or how the dynamics, and that's why I'm always like, let's see if we can get even quieter. Let's see how quiet we can play.
I really enjoy that.
Yeah, I do
don't know
too.
why. But
There's a couple songs where I've even said like I don't really call out like commands for everybody, but every once in a while I'll be like, everybody get quiet here. I've noticed that. I was like, oh.
Yeah, yeah, it's a good thing to do, and then it also gives you more diversity, because
and that's something to think about, like from a writing standpoint. You know,
Yeah.
if you're working on stuff, it's like think about where that energy
I
is, and
hadn't
it's like
before this.
that's like something you can communicate, like as we're trying to figure out a song or whatever. Which really, I mean, that's a big clue. Even if I had nothing else to go on other than, yeah, this needs to be big here. No, this
Honestly,
needs to
the
be small
thing
right here. Like
I've
that's
noticed
a lot
with a
for me
couple
to-
of the songs that I did it. I can remember the moments like watching them. I can remember what I was thinking, and there was at least a couple moments where if I said to be quiet, it was really just because I needed to hear myself think a little bit. But then it turned out to be perfect because everyone did that exaggerated, dynamic change. It was cool.
Yeah, I'm into
Well,
it.
I'm sure we're running our time out. Where are we at?
Probably.
1:31.
Wow,
Perfect.
we're right on the money.
Absolutely good. Nice.
Right on the money.
All right. Go ahead.
You're looking at me like I'm supposed to do something.
I don't know. Say something. Tell
Something.
people. Tell
Bye,
peop-
guys.
Tell the people at home we
Thank
love
you
them.
for
Thanks.
listening.
Session 98. We're here every Sunday doing this. So come back
Come
next
back.
Sunday.
I'll try not to scare you with music theory. I don't mean
I
to.
appreciate the music theory. I'm trying to.